Several years ago, an event happened in the Fury of Dracula community that was a touchstone in its history. Fury of Dracula was played on tabletop with Will Wheaton. This was a huge deal at the time we were really excited about because tabletop didn't usually do these long form games, and it was a moment when a whole lot of people who watch the channel now or play the game now found out about this game. And for that, I have a lot to thank Tabletop for and Will Wheaton. That said, Will Wheaton's tabletop episode on Dracula is a train wreck of the highest category. Which is not to say that it isn't educational or enjoyable or entertaining, but in terms of strategy and how they play the game, and in some cases how they get the rules wrong, it's really bad, and I feel kind of obligated to watch and critique the episode for no reason, to point out some of these mistakes as I find them. If you can spot any mistakes that I miss, let me know, and proclaim to everyone my inferiority and your superiority as a better human person. So let's get started.
Okay, so I'm like 10 years old, and I am shopping for D&D modules at a game store, when I see this small plastic box with a little vampire inside. Now, it wasn't an actual little vampire, but wouldn't that have been cool if it was? Anyway.
Okay, I don't get why people like vampires or think that they're cool. He kind of goes on here for a little while, like, hey, Dracula, vampires, whatnot. I don't want to get into that or into his tutorial, which is pretty good, actually, from what I remember. It's a good tutorial. If you want to learn the game, watch the first few bits of his episode. So you can do that. But I want to get into the actual gameplay. Let's see. Where does gameplay start? Oh, here we are. Okay.
I'm Iffy Wadiway. I'm a writer, actor, and comedian. I write for At Midnight. And also you can see me Mondays at Geek and Sundry on No Survivors.
Hi, my name's Grant Imahara. I'm known as a former Mythbuster, using science to prove or disprove urban legends.
Hi, I'm Amy Okuda. I played Tinkerbell in the Guild and Catherine Hapstall on How to Get Away with Murder.
Hello, everybody. This is Fury of Dracula.
Okay, so what you'll probably notice, for you eagle-eyed people who know how to count, is that the hunters are undermanned here. This is actually the worst number of players to play Fury of Dracula with. 3 is fine, 2 is good, 5 is okay, 4 is the worst, because 1 player has to control 2 hunters, or you have to sort of collectively control the final hunter. It's just really awkward and clumsy and really bad. So already, it's not a good setup for teaching the game for new players, and all these people are new to the game except Will Wheaton, which unfortunately a lot of people experience the game this way. They have an experienced Dracula player and then a bunch of inexperienced hunters, which I would say is also the worst way to play.
Those of you who have watched the show before will notice that the role of me today is being played by Iffy, but I'm sitting in this chair today because I am playing Dracula, and Dracula needs to be on this side of the board. I was really fortunate to come of age at a time where like our vampire movies were like Fright Night and Lost Boys and Near Dark, and like
I haven't watched any of those movies. I don't really watch vampire movies. I'm a bit of a Dracula purist. If it's not the original book, which is super Christian and pro-God, I'm not really interested. Although I did watch Monster Squad, and yeah, I kind of like that. That was pretty good.
Like those vampires were great, so I get to be one of those vampires.
Okay, if a vampire is great, it's not a good vampire. Vampires are supposed to be villains and evil, and you're supposed to kill them to save people from, like, being murdered and corrupted into sexually depraved monsters. I don't get people and their obsession with vampires.
Vampires, not the other kind of vampire. Iffy, it looks like you're going to be Lord Godalming and Dr. Seward.
I'm always running around with 2 hunters, you know what I'm saying? You know, this one, Sir Bicep Meme, and this one is Dr. Johnson.
So he's playing both of the hunters. If I remember correctly, he does a pretty good job in this for having to control 2 hunters. This is kind of the worst job, because if you're controlling all 4 hunters, at least then you have full control. But if you're only controlling some, it's the complexities of controlling multiple hunters without the like power and information that comes from controlling lots of hunters.
Seward, they have the same name. I didn't come up with a clever name for that Bicep.
And I think I'm going to keep Lord Godalming right where he's at, which is
Constanta.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep him in Constanta.
Okay, so the other thing I should point out is that they're using the pre-made setup of where the hunters start, which is another really bad thing to do. It's tempting for new players, but if you're playing with new players, don't play with powers. And you'll see here that they are playing with Dracula powers, which is really bad. If you're playing with Dracula players, don't play with the pre-made setup. The pre-made setup is specifically there for your first game where Dracula doesn't get his powers. So they give you a purposefully bad setup to balance the fact that Dracula can't use his powers. So again, they're stacking the deck, and I'm not saying they're doing this intentionally. It's just how it is. They're once again stacking the deck against the hunters.
And I think John Seward is going to be on the other side, which is
was that Lisbon?
Yeah, Lisbon.
Okay, great.
Okay, so he is choosing some different setups, which is good-ish. Moving him from Marseille to Lisbon is better, I guess.
And Grant, you are Van Helsing.
I am Van Helsing. And Van Helsing is probably the most famous vampire hunter in modern media.
That's true. I wish that Quincy Morris was more famous for obvious reasons, but, what are you going to do?
I think if you say Van Helsing in the context of Dracula, everybody knows, oh, he's the hunter.
Yes.
But there's so many great vampire hunters. I hate the obsession with Van Helsing. Not because Van Helsing isn't a cool character. He's one of my favorite, but all of the other vampire hunters are all really good and fun characters too. So I wish everyone else got more hype.
Helsing normally starts in Amsterdam, but I feel like I want to have a more central starting location.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay, never mind. So they are actually choosing starting locations. Hey, and he picked Munich, which is a good place to start. I'm trying to remember if they start somebody in England. I don't. But as you can see, I don't remember this as well as maybe I should have watched this all ahead of time. So maybe they are playing better than I thought.
going to Munich.
All right, very good.
Okay.
And Amy, where will Mina start?
She's a hunter who apparently got bit by the Dracula. She's pissed, and she wants to kill him. Mina's gonna be in Paris.
Yeah. Let's hope that they keep that lore-accurate analysis of the characters going through this whole video. They don't. But so far, their representation of Mina is fine in terms of accuracy.
Mina loves Paris.
Yes.
Okay, so I wish I could have paused it there, but so they have Lisbon, Paris, Vienna, and Constanta. They didn't start Mina next to somebody, and they didn't start somebody in England. Will Wheaton doesn't take advantage of the lack of people starting in England, so it's not a problem, but generally I would say reasonably bad setup. But it's better than the pre-made setup, so there's at least that.
Her favorite place in the world.
Look at you guys spread out all over the place. All right, Dracula needs to think for a moment.
So those are their starting locations. And Mina and Van Helsing aren't as far away as you might think. Mina could actually jump down to, Milan, which Van Helsing could go to, or they could meet up in Strasbourg here to scan France. So this is actually not that bad. In fact, the whole Paris and Munich thing might be an interesting thing to try. I'm not saying I would do it, but it might. It's interesting. Interesting to think about. So yeah, I would say other than the leaving England naked, not a bad setup.
The players have spread out really effectively over the map, and they almost have this line down the middle that divides the north and south halves of the map. I chose Prague because it gives me an opportunity to either run right up into Germany or I can head down into Eastern Europe, and I'm going to have to make that choice probably in the next 2 turns.
So that's pretty good. This could allow him to go into Central Germany, Central Europe, which I'm a fan of. Going down into Austrio-Hungry from here doesn't seem like that good of a move, but we'll see if he does it and how it pays out. Okay, they do little things to explain some of the rules. These are kind of nice. I don't know, maybe I should
All
skip
right,
these,
so we've
but
all chosen our starting
I'm not
places.
gonna.
So, Lord Godalming, do your thing.
I think I'm going to cash in on this wealth and privilege, and so I'm going to go ahead and supply myself.
Okay, so we have a turn 1 supply. It started out good so far. We'll see if that stays as it is. Also, I must apologize. They do actually pronounce the names of cities correctly. So to all my American viewers who insist on pronouncing things incorrectly, such as I do, I apologize. But yeah, we're starting with day supplies, but usually even new players will start
Here you
with
go,
day supplies.
friend.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Make sure
Great.
there's no immediate effects. There is not, but
Okay,
it's a
great.
juicy. That's
All right.
a juicy one.
And then
when-
it's Dr.
when you're playing
John
in a group,
Seward's,
My advice
turn
is
for
just
his
say what the
daytime
cards are
action.
that you
What
draw.
will he be doing
Keep
during
money
his
Gonna
day?
trail
supply
hidden.
up too, so I'll
All
take
right.
one event and one
okay.
item card.
But honestly, that's it.
Okay.
And great strength.
I'm gonna play it
Is this a play immediately? What does it do?
So this is an ally card. So
Oh, hey,
so
that's
yeah.
good for you guys.
Her ally ability is after Dracula resolves escape
Okay, so
as
you guys know
bat,
about
escape as
Sister Agatha.
miss, or
Normally I would
fangs. He suffers 2 damage. So
Probably play her
Don't
for
get in the
search
way.
effect just so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
I'll
hold on
poke
to
you
her
on your-
for surprising return. I think they play her as the ally here, which I guess that's fine. It's fine. I wouldn't consider it like a misplay at this point.
I could get away. It just means that Sister Agatha is all poke, and I'm like, you're holy.
I'm glad Will Wheaton actually figures that out. A lot of people don't understand the lore behind Sister Agatha, and they don't understand how spiritual warfare works. And they're like, why does Sister Agatha give a combat bonus? And it's like, well, to represent the fact that this is a spiritual battle as much as any other, and when Dracula has to flee and succumb to his fear of God and angelic beings attacking him, he takes damage from it. It's really good. I like it. She's very thematic. It's a good card.
Okay. Nice. Congratulations. You guys have an ally.
Excellent.
Okay, so they played her as the
I don't
ally.
mean that at all.
I don't mean it. I do not mean it.
Say it.
I don't
You don't
mean
mean
it.
it.
I do not mean it.
I actually also kind of don't like it when people sarcastically are like, "Oh, that's good," when they really don't mean it. I don't know. It irks me a little bit. But if you're playing as Dracula, you gotta be a little irksome.
What's Van Helsing doing
Van
besides
Helsing-
being in a terrible movie?
The Van Helsing movie is awesome. It's one of my favorites. And if you say otherwise, you are probably going to hell. That's just all I have to say about that.
I know people don't like the Van Helsing movie. I worked on it, and
Well, you did a good job because it's a good job movie, Grant Imahara. I look forward to other things that you have to do in the future. Uh-oh, ominous. Is it too soon? For those who don't know, Grant Imahara died very tragically, which I guess is a redundant thing. I mean, what is a non-tragic death? So this is kind of sad going back and watching his playthrough of here. I like him in this. I like him in Mythbusters, and I like the Van Helsing movie. So the world is worse off with him gone.
yeah, it's not a great movie.
Shut
What
up,
is Van
Grant.
Helsing going to
Don't
do?
listen
I'm in
to
a major
people's
city. I
criticisms.
will supply because
All right.
it is daytime.
Yep. So
Okay,
one
so
event
everyone's supplying.
and then one supply. Very good.
Hang on to this.
And
hang on to this.
They
what
don't
we
show
need-
every action. They'll
Take these two.
like
Take one event.
speed
and one,
things through a little.
And because
skip some
Mina
turns.
was in a love affair with Dracula.
Okay, that's not. If you call a love affair the fact that Dracula sexually assaulted Mina, yeah, but like Mina detests him. Well, no, but she does have pity on him because Mina is an amazing, wonderful human being. That even though this guy was evil to her, she still wants him to find redemption, which for a vampire means killing them, so that their evil nature can be released. And it's actually really complicated, and I don't have time to get into that. Point is, absolutely nothing romantic going on between Mina and Dracula, and you kind of miss the whole point of the character if you think that.
Well, okay, apparently Dracula was dating my best friend.
Yeah.
And then you bit me.
Okay, that's a little accurate, in the sense that Dracula did sort of have a romantic thing going on with Lucy, but not really. Again, it was actually more of a, like, sexual assault thing. But, like, at least Lucy actually did turn into a vampire, so they did have at least some point kind of have a relationship when Lucy turned evil. It's twisting things. I'm giving him way too much benefit of the doubt here.
And,
Yeah.
but then I also hooked up with Dracula. That's
No, that's not true, but continue.
kind of weird because you.
No, it's kind of awesome. She wasn't really ready to commit to being a vampire.
It's kind of weird.
Okay, that's actually accurate. So Will Wheaton had read the books, it seems.
It was kind of great. I gave her a little love bite as a send-off, and boy, is she not over it.
Okay, so that's kind of a funny way of... Okay, that's fine. As like that's how Dracula sees it. But, yeah, everything else is total BS at this point.
I guess I could like deal with my boyfriend killing my friend, but like once he bites me, things get kind of. It's like not fun anymore. You know what I mean? So now I
No. But I'm a prude, so,
wear a scarf to hide my scar.
Yeah. So that's your daytime action. So
That's
now
from
it's
the
actually
book.
night. So now you do your
Hiding your
nighttime
scarf.
Good
action.
evening.
Lord Godalming, what will you do as your first nighttime
Don't
action?
night supply.
I'm gonna roll that dice and I'm gonna cash in on that
Don't
wealth
night
again.
supply.
Get 2 more items.
I'm supplying up round after round because when I was learning the game, I realized the supplies come in handy. If you bust them out really early, you can find all the supplies that you need to fight this Dracula and to find the Dracula too.
Okay, so, like, his reasoning is correct, but don't night supply, guys, especially when you're a new player. Just don't do it. Oh, and for those of you who know, when sometimes I'm referring to, like, hunting down a Dracula or, like, killing a Dracula, the reason I use that term is because this guy uses that term, and the way that he says it is really funny and awesome, and I love it. And also, when you're playing against a Dracula player, and then you play against a different Dracula player, so referring to it as Dracula makes sense in that regard. But it's also really funny because I like how this guy talks.
But also take a risk because now I have to pull from the bottom
Yeah.
of the event deck,
No.
and it could give Dracula something to play with.
This
Yeah,
is
that'd
gonna
be
be
super.
This is gonna be physically painful for me to watch. So if you enjoy watching me experience pain, you're gonna like the rest of this video.
Okay, and if there's a bat on it, it comes to
Oh!
thanks, you guys.
my
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Here it comes.
Thank you
First-
very much.
first
Oh,
of
that's
many.
terrific.
Who are you helping
That
here?
is terrific. All right, and then what will Dr. John Seward do in the
Dr.
evening?
Don Seward is gonna supply up again.
Okay. See now,
let's-
Seward sometimes you might actually want a
It
night
can't
supply
happen
because
twice in a
inventory
row,
is so much
right?
higher, but
All right.
it's still not a good
Alright,
thing to do.
cool.
Would have made for great television if it had. Maybe try a little harder next time.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Ooh, we're gonna win.
Okay, super.
I do like that. One appeal of these kind of shows is the non-scripted nature of a lot of the things. So it would have made for great television if you had drawn the wrong one. That kind of thing I like, and that's part of the appeal that this show had. Was to an extent, there's a lot of stuff that's scripted, and obviously the stuff that's done afterwards with the interviews is scripted to an extent. But the actual interactions here are not, and that is, I think, part of the reason why people liked this show.
Van Helsing.
I'm going to take a train ticket.
Oh, I think.
Oh, hey, he's actually playing correctly.
Well, you can do that now, Ms. Mina.
Yeah, I think we can take a train ticket.
Of course, none of them
hey,
are going
everybody.
to figure out.
It's
horse
nighttime, and it's time for
economy.
Dracula to do a Dracula thing. So this
most
goes
likely.
here like that.
Oh, and that's actually correct. You saw how the trail shifted and then he chose a new location? That is actually how the game is supposed to go. The digital edition doesn't get that right, but the board game does, and they do it correctly here. So that's a point in favor of this, I guess. We'll put 1 in that column, and it's not going to get much more. So he's actually moved next to Van Helsing,
All right.
sandwiching himself in
So
between Van Helsing
now
And so,
and
wait.
it is
Godleming. And he's in a high
dawn
traffic zone.
on
Wait.
Tuesday. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's not a great move.
You can only move one space, right?
Yes.
By the red.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
So that seems like a stupid question. It's not actually, and it's especially a good thing for new players to ask those kinds of things. It seems like, oh, that's just a basic rule. It's like, yeah, but like wrapping your head around something that basic is actually really important. So asking it again in that context actually really good, and it's a sign that the new kinds of players are doing their job and doing a good thing. So don't heckler is what I'm saying.
my man Goldamine, Lord Goldamine, we're gonna move to Varna. Yo. All right, and John.
Okay, I think he mispronounced it, Goldaming. So that makes me feel a little better. I think it's Goldalming. So yeah, he's mispronouncing it, as is our duty as Americans. So honor restored.
Seward.
Wait, are you in Varna?
I'm in.
No. If I were, I would say.
No, I'm gonna ask you.
I would be.
And this is good.
Curses!
And this is the kind of thing that's really fun to do when you're playing in the physical game, is to be like, oh wait, let me check my trail. Am I there? Oh no, and all of that is lost in the digital edition. And she's taking good track to see if they're revealing the trail, which is all good things to do. And but really, it's Dracula's job to reveal those kinds of things.
We'll hold you to that.
Okay.
And now my man John Seward is going to Madrid.
Guys, do I have to explain why you shouldn't move in the first week? No, but watch my video anyway. If you wanted to be in Madrid, you should have started in Madrid. There are 2 locations on Dracula's Trail. You think you're going to find it? No. Get yourself some supplies, especially if you're John Seward, who is in desperate need of supplies. New players will move in the daytime and supply in nighttime, and that's like the opposite of what you want to be doing.
Ha! Who is what I would
You
say.
can't move in nighttime, but you can get tickets at nighttime.
But you're not.
Effectively
All right, Van
allows you
Helsing,
to
where
move
will you
faster.
move?
As hunters, we have to divide up that map and find out what zone could he be in. One of the best ways to do that, I feel, early on in the game, is to partner up with Mina. So question.
Yes, that's true. And it would have been good for them to set up like that. I still think a better way is to simply supply, but it's at least a thing. It's at least better than moving to Madrid for no reason. New players.
Ooh.
If you want to use your...
Yeah.
And if you can both land on the same space, at least at that point in time, it rules out a giant swath of this map. So I will meet you in Strasbourg.
Okay.
That way we can search that whole region.
Okay, so if they wanted to check Strasbourg, why didn't they just start there? They could have been supplied there. Or have them start adjacent, so only one of them had to burn their day action.
Using one of my
Now they're burning
train-
2 day actions and a train ticket. They're basically wasting time and giving Dracula free movement. Oh, and he burned a white one, it looks like. Or no, this is just the example.
And I'm going to Strasbourg.
And I am so over you, Dracula. So
No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna
You
go.
know what? You know what? For being over me, you're talking about me a lot.
Okay, this is a recurring joke, and I hate it, and I already talked about that I hate it. Mina's married, happily so, and one of the themes of the book is the power of marriage over immoral lust, and like adultery, and all of the various sexual sins and crimes that Dracula represents, and it's like marriage that defeats Dracula. I really hate that people don't understand this book. And I'm going to be talking about that a lot through this whole video, so I hope you aren't annoyed by that.
I don't even have to. I'm going to walk
Yeah.
to my love affair
Yeah.
with Van Helsing.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh boy. So Mina's married. Van Helsing is like 60 years old, and Mina is like 22. I shouldn't have to explain all the different ways that is all messed up.
He's gonna put me in his new movie.
Is he really?
Yeah.
And that's the thing you're happy about?
Yeah.
You haven't seen the first one, huh?
Nope.
Oh, I would love for a second Van Helsing movie to come out. I know it's never going to happen, but I like that movie. I love watching monsters get blown up with repeating crossbows. It makes this Morris happy heart.
Yeah, I can tell.
But it seems
Heart
popular.
happy.
All right. Dusk. Dusk things happen. There are no dusk things, so nighttime on Tuesday. And what is Lord Godalming doing?
Lord Godalming's going to cash in on that privilege and get 2 train tickets.
Okay, a good move. He should have done this last time
And,
instead of feeding
John Seward's going to get 1.
All right.
ticket.
And Van Helsing?
See, he could have gotten that ticket
Takes
before.
a train ticket.
All right. And Ms.
Okay.
Mina Harker?
Boom, boom, boom. I'm using my psychic wand.
Okay, so they're at least using Psychic Bond at night. I have seen people use like Psychic Bond at day a lot of times. The only time you want to use Psychic Bond at day is if you have used Speedy Telegraph to make Mina go first, and she is already in a space with somebody, so you can save day actions. Or maybe you can do Speedy Telegraph and have somebody move into Mina's space, and then have her use Psychic Bond, and then you can have 2 hunters use their day actions with the knowledge. Otherwise, always use it at night.
Yeah.
I can partner up with somebody to find out if he's in that region that we are in together. Probably because he bit me and now we're like connected for life.
See, this.
They're connected until Dracula dies. But yeah, that is accurate. It's actually not even for life. That's actually the spooky part, is because if she dies, she becomes a vampire, and that became this big conflict in the book about if Mina dies, they all have to make a pledge to like kill her before she turns evil, so that she can still like go to heaven, which is a big conflict of the thing because they turn evil, and it gets into weird theological stuff that's inaccurate, but it's just there for like an allegorical space this thing, and I don't want to get into that because I'm talking about the Fury of Dracula, the board game. Moving on.
This is what I'm talking about. She is not over me.
Okay, I am using my psychic bond, which means that you have to tell me if you are in this little red region here.
Guys, I got a weird regret boner.
Oh, because you're here. You're here, aren't you?
I'm not there. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Well, guess what? I was. But then you weren't ready to be a vampire. So I'm not there.
Ew, you suck.
Yes, I do.
All that?
On account of me being a vampire. I
Funny
am not
joke.
currently there.
I'm glad that we got that joke over with, so we don't have to
When
crack
you're
it
ready to
anymore.
come back and be a vampire.
So he could
See,
have been.
here's the thing. If you hadn't left me, you would know this.
But you bit
No.
me.
She was literally never with Dracula. Okay, all right, Quincy, calm down. Calm down.
I
It
broke up with you.
hurt.
I broke up with you.
No, I broke up with you.
I broke up
no,
with
We're
you.
never
you just said
together,
that I couldn't
and
handle it, so
Mina,
I probably broke up with you. You probably
did
bit
the
me, and I was
breaking
like, no,
up
I'm
if it
good.
even counts.
Okay, yeah, but I broke up with you first. And a little bit of me is with you everywhere you go.
Part of that is actually
On
true.
account of I bit you. All
Well,
right.
it's actually, so being bit by a vampire doesn't turn you into a vampire. In the Dracula books, you have to drink the vampire's blood, and Dracula forced her to do it. Something sexual assault. Moving on, I don't want to talk about this.
I'm going to do this.
Ooh, a hoax. Okay, actually, let's look at his trail. Okay, so he has a new vampire, then he has a mob, then he has a hoax. So is he planning on? Okay, all right. So he's going for the double mature here, and the mob is sort of a nothing move. The mob, I guess, is right next to Van Helsing. Okay. Oh, this is a perfect example. So he started in Prague. He moved down to Vienna. Then they decided to move Van Helsing. The hunters ended up moving Van Helsing away from Dracula, illustrating the fact that you shouldn't move until you know where Dracula is. They literally moved away from Dracula. Don't move your hunters until you know where Dracula is.
I'm already feeling anxious,
I know.
actually.
Well, guess what? Dracula has unearthly swiftness.
What?
Played during the
Oof, that's
Dracula
really
phase.
bad.
After this Dracula phase.
Although, honestly, I wouldn't play it
resolve
this
another
early.
Dracula phase.
Generally, you want to use it either to
No.
force a
I
mature
get to go again.
Wait, why did
or
you get
to
to-
escape.
This
when
card's
the
great
hunters
for
find
me.
you.
I get to make 2 moves right away, which gets the vampires that I've placed as my first encounter even closer to maturing.
Oh, you gave him that.
Oh, now we're pointing fingers.
Now they're learning that you should not night supply. Hopefully. This always feels so bad because these games go so long that by the end of the first game, hunters might have figured out what they did wrong, but they've had such a horrible experience they don't want to play again. It happens every time with new hunters, and it's the worst. Yeah, see, Dracula's getting his powers, but he's playing against a bunch of new hunters.
All right, look. This game is 4 against 1. The problem is that Dracula gets all the advantages, and Will just played 2 turns in a row.
All right.
So, I don't want to get mad at Grant Imahara for thinking that. The reason he's thinking that is because they're not playing properly. They're giving him the advantages, and that is totally on them, and they don't understand the basics of how to play. And who can blame them? Because there aren't a whole lot of good tutorials out there on how to play well as hunters, at least not when this video came out. And part of the reason I made my videos is because people watch things like this and were like, well, is this how you play? And this is a perfect example of how new players play, and yeah, it's rough.
That is the end of Dracula's whole situation. Welcome to Wednesday morning, everyone. It's dawn. Nothing happens on dawn time. It's Wednesday morning. What would Lord Godalming be doing right now? So,
Lord Godalming is going to Belgrade.
Okay, so you've gone to Belgrade.
So so he is actually moving towards Dracula at this point, but why would he? It's better to get tickets and stuff, and supplies and events. But again, they don't know this.
Are you there? Are you there? Were you ever there? Were you ever there? Ever?
No. All right, and what is Dr. John Seward doing?
He's going to take a walk down to Saragossa. Down in Saragossa.
Are you in Saragossa? Were you ever
He
in
is a
Saragossa?
delightful, old-sounding man.
Yeah.
He sounds like a fellow who has a lot of wisdom.
When you're in Western Europe and you're just trying to move fast, you want to try to use the rails as much as possible, because that is where you have a lot of advantage in terms of movement. Doing a single road move to try to get somewhere is simply so inefficient. It's better to day supply, and then try to night grab a ticket, and then use that ticket once you find a good 2 or 3.
You gotta lean into it. Like it's like when you're trying to start a car. You're like, we're gonna catch us the Draculas. You know.
Van.
I love that. I don't know why. We gonna catch us a Dracula's. I'm pretty sure I have said that in some of my videos, quoting this guy. I love it. I don't know why, but it's fun. It's all good fun.
Van Helsing?
Van Helsing supplies.
My turn.
Yes, your turn.
I'm going to move 3 white train tracks.
Wow.
I'm going to go like 1,
Uh-huh.
2. Yeah, I've never been to Berlin. 2.
It doesn't surprise me at all that
So why would you go to Berlin? Again, think about this. Do they know where Dracula is? No. So why would you go to Berlin? Is that closer to the center of the board where you're more equidistant? No, she's actually in a pretty good space in terms of that. It was a nothing move. It would have been better to supply.
that Mina's feeling around in Germany. We had a really great weekend in Berlin once.
Are
It's
you here? Are you
terrific.
here? Are you here? Are you here?
I
Were you
am
ever
not
there?
in Berlin. And it just makes me sad that she's really kind of stuck there.
Mina was only in England during the events of the book.
Lord Godalming.
All right, it's
I mean, until they went hunting Dracula, which this part of the book sort of represents. But again, they don't understand lore. Moving on.
nighttime.
Do your thing.
It's the
Oh,
right
yes.
time.
Welcome to nighttime,
Good
everybody. It's
evening.
nighttime.
And we'll flip it too, so it's the night clock.
Oh, nice. Night clock.
Then with Lord Godalming, I'm gonna use this chance to.
I do
go
like
ahead
the
and supply
animations
up.
So
on
good
like,
on me.
Heartbeat and
We
stuff.
want to push for the event deck because we're gamblers.
Things
and
like
you know,
that
high
are,
risk, high reward.
All right.
So that's not actually true. I was going to say I like the animation because it's like a foreshadowing of what the digital edition would be, but it's actually not high risk, high reward. It's high risk, medium reward when you're night supplying. So it's something you really want to avoid, and you only want to go for when you've removed a bunch of Dracula events from the top, and I don't think they've removed any, which means it's high risk on the bottom. This is harder to do in a physical game where you don't have a counter telling you how many cards are left in the deck. But it's still something to think about.
Take an event.
Are you, you sure?
Don't
You sure about this?
I'm sure
don't
about
screw
this.
this up,
Sure
okay?
this-
Oh my goodness. This is a night supply in a small city. He's not even gaining the advantage of his wealth ability. Oh boy.
I just want everyone to put their energy on my hand. It's the heart of the cards.
Now this is
I
true.
learned
actually.
this.
This actually works. If you use dark magic to just sort of hope that the deck gives you something that you want, it totally works 100% of the time. It's just science.
A long time ago when I was young that you can draw any card you want if you use the heart of the card. So I needed everyone's hand on my
Yeah,
hand.
that's true.
and
So,
we have to use
so
the
this
heart
part
of the card.
this part of
Yes!
they drew it there. You see.
We have to do
Well,
that. You know we
didn't-
have to do that every
that
time.
didn't
That
work out
is
the way I
actually
thought so.
just
All right,
correct.
Dr. Seward.
Dr. Seward's gonna
Oh,
get
gosh, we're
another
gonna
train ticket.
He didn't like that one.
Yeah, that one
Okay,
was,
Van Helsing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they get this wrong. Here's a rules mistake. You don't discard and then draw a new one. Wait. No, never mind. I'm totally wrong. They did do this right. You have to discard first, then you draw a new one. That's how drawing tickets works. I'm wrong.
Van Helsing gets a train ticket, I think.
Mina.
I think I need to get some more cards.
Yeah. You're in a major city, so you
Well, she could have supplied earlier. Of course, she was in a small city. This is why it's good to meet up in large cities. So I suppose her moving to a large city makes sense. But if you were going to do that just to get to a large city, she should have moved to Vienna, which is far more centrally located. But what do I know?
you can get you'll get an event
Yeah,
and
yeah.
an
I
item.
need an item card.
Yeah,
You
and you
kinda
also
do,
take
yeah.
an and then
You know how she's saying, like, I need an item card? You should not move until you have at least 3 items. And honestly, you shouldn't move until you have 3 good items. Meaning, no garlic wreath and no dogs. I would say at least 2 combat items. But preferably 3 combat items.
you also take an event off the bottom. So it's nighttime, and it's Dracula time. Nighttime is the right time for Dracula. Wolf
bad?
form.
What? Why would you wolf form this early? Like, wolf form if a hunter is adjacent to you. I guess he doesn't want to move adjacent to Lord Godalming. guess.
You know, when Dracula drops wolf form, it's like, boom, he's gone.
Because we have no idea where he is anyway. Who cares?
Right.
He could be wherever he wants.
I take a damage, which will go there. So,
Hate wolf form.
I know.
So they know about wolf form. Presumably they played a game ahead of time. Sometimes they do that. They play one game where they just get people used to the game, and then they do another one they record. Yeah, wolf form is really strong. It's really powerful, and if you're playing with new players, I would not play with it. When you're playing with extreme experienced players, play with everything turned on. It doesn't look like they're playing with rumor tokens, which is okay. That's at least one way to help out new players, so I approve of that.
wolf form's the best. What are you talking about?
No, it doesn't even
Wolf
matter.
form's
It
amazing.
doesn't matter. He used it at a really time.
So she's actually correct here, because they don't know where he is anyway. So him wolf forming hasn't really obfuscated at all. So yeah, she's absolutely correct.
Because we don't even
All
know where
right,
you
Dracula's
are anyway.
turn is over. It's
so
now
she's actually
dawn.
really
Dawn,
good at this game.
newspaper.
She has the potential to be a great hunter. Or at least she did like 7 years ago whenever this happened. She's thinking the right kind of things and asking the right kind of questions to be good at this game.
Report. Hey, newspaper. Where has Dracula been?
Oh, hey, look, they drew newspaper reports. Wondrous.
I got this special event card where I could find out where he's been in the 5th or 6th space.
Well, in the 5th space, Dracula has been in Prague.
I mean, I think it's a big move to find where you've started.
That's absolutely 100% true. It would be even better if you had a bunch of more events and more items with which you could capitalize and jump on the location. But this is really fortunate for the hunters to have gotten this with only a few supply actions, so that's fortunate for them.
And we can kind of trace it. So I think this is big.
So I figured out the first city that he was in, which made me really proud.
Oh, okay. Now they decide to trust the mainstream media. This is bull.
That's one of my favorite lines in the whole piece. The whole video is worth it just for that line, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, wait, where?
Objectively, it is a funny joke. Now laugh. Laugh, everybody, come on. I command you to laugh.
Where's Prague?
Prague is in the, what is presently in this time period, Yugoslavia. Okay, they know where I started. But because it's Prague, they have...
I thought he was about to say something racist about people from Prague for some reason. I don't even know what you would say. I don't know a lot about people from Prague because, as I said, I'm an American and we're dumb when it comes to things that aren't like the United States or guns.
have to now make a choice and commit to it.
So this means he could have went to Vienna. He couldn't have gone to Berlin because you're just chilling there. But
He
if
was
he
never
stopped in
this
Berlin,
region.
They've asked some questions about where I
Yeah,
was
figuring
using
out
Nina's
stuff.
power, but they never guessed in the right place. So there's still enough uncertainty that I should be able to get through at least the first week before they figure out where I am.
I've lost track now.
See, I'm not sure about that. I
think it
think
was the
Will might
second
be
one. I'm in
underestimating just how much information on
You used to love it when I would do that.
I didn't.
You'd
I
be
just
like,
put-
Drag.
Fun fact, he never says bleh bleh in the original Dracula movie. Because it's a silent movie. Ha ha ha. No, I mean in the actual, like, spoken one with Bela Lugosi, he never says bleh bleh.
End
You'd be
it.
like, Dracula, do the blah thing.
Faked it.
well, as much as I'd like to chase down young Drac, I'll use my wealth to draw the event and discard it.
All right, and then Dr. Seward.
So we go.
I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. I'm pretty sure you discard face down when you discard from the top. At least that's the way it's done in the digital edition. And as we all know, the digital edition doesn't get any rules wrong. Ha ha ha.
We'll get down. We probably gonna travel over to.
I feel like it's a different old man this time.
I feel like he's in a jug band.
So now John Seward has become Quincy Morris, I guess.
It's subtle.
Very hot
I know.
today. It was hot yesterday.
It's a whole new person.
Oh.
So we gonna take the railway up to Bordeaux.
Yeah, nice. Good choice.
Okay.
He's still moving so slow. Seward is your best hunter. Having him move so inefficiently just makes me sad.
I'm going by rail
Mm-hmm.
to Leipzig.
Okay.
Oh my god,
All right.
I'm going on a date.
Why would you go to Leipzig? Go to Vienna if you're gonna go by rail. He couldn't. Maybe go to Nuremberg because that's a place where he could have turned into. Don't go to Leipzig. You already know he didn't go through Berlin. Do math. Ah.
To Leipzig.
Happened to be there at the same time.
And he texted me and he was like, hey, you want to come to my hotel? And I was like, yeah, sure, because I don't have a boyfriend.
You're spending a lot of
You know what? I have nothing to say.
time telling everyone how you don't have a boyfriend.
Once you go Drac, you never go back.
Nope, that's not
Oh,
true.
Grant, that was
true.
fantastic. Good work. All right, it
Yeah,
is
whose
done.
side are you on, Grant?
It is now.
Dang it, Grant! And after I defended all these good things about you, you had to bring that pun. Angry Quincy noises.
Dusk. If anyone has a dusk situation, it could happen at this moment.
Wait.
I don't.
Terrific. It is now nighttime.
That's really good, though. You always want to be checking your cards to see if things can trigger, because it's hard in the physical game to remember, oh, wait, I had something I could trigger at dawn. I had something I could trigger at dusk. Oh, and, it's easy to forget those things. But they didn't forget to play the newspaper reports, so I'm happy about that.
Thursday night. Yes, Lord Godalming, what will you be doing, sir?
Lord Godalming's gonna be cashing in on that privilege again and getting two choo-choo tickets.
Very good. All right.
Choo-choo.
And what will Dr. John Stewart?
Okay, I'm pretty sure he should have discarded first, because I think he's done that a couple times, and I think he's only moved once by rail, but a lot of people get that rule wrong. It's not a huge deal.
To be doing?
My mind is telling me no,
Don't do it.
but my need to catch a
Don't do it.
Dracula.
You need rail tickets. You're moving too slow.
If you would just draw a card off the bottom of that.
You need a rail ticket. Oh, my goodness.
It's because we didn't.
This
do
is
that.
so
He
bad.
doesn't
I
deserve
can't say
anything.
just how bad
Thank you
it
so
is to
much.
give this
Thank
many
you.
Dracula
I
cards.
wanted to do that. See, when I want to get one for us, that's when I'm gonna pull it.
The forces
You
of
should've used the
evil,
heart of the
thank
cards.
you for your service
That's all I gotta say
and
about that.
dedication to this great land of ours. And I believe, is it Van Helsing's move now? Yes, it is. Van
Van
Helsing, what
Helsing.
will you be Van doing?
Van Helsing will take a train ticket.
All right. And Mina, what will Mina be
Grant
doing?
is playing
I'm going to use my power. You have to tell me where you are.
No, I don't. You choose a region
I mean,
and
technically.
then.
Yeah. Okay,
and
fine.
then
Are
I
you in
say-
that?
No, that's psychic. That's hypnosis. They gave her a free hypnosis.
Green
here.
region.
No, I am not.
Oh, they messed it up. Oh well. Cool it, Quincy.
Give me some guidance.
All right, it's Dracula's time to do Dracula stuff, everybody. Dracula can put rumors into the world.
Oh, they are playing with rumors. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna look at this trail. Okay, so the new vampire is about to mature. Yeah, now is a pretty good time to throw down a vampire. So yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just telling you right now that I'm putting a rumor.
Like rumor, there's
Okay, so we put it on the saboteur. I guess they can burn a day action doing that.
a rumor that he's in the city.
Yes.
Ooh.
So it is now dawn.
That's not a rumor. I should have explained what a rumor token does.
Done.
For those of you who don't know, a rumor token scores 3 extra points if it matures with a vampire. And you place it at the end of the Dracula phase on the first, second, or third hideout. That is a land space.
Use your newspaper.
Yeah, actually, let's do this.
Yay!
Newspaper. We need to
Wow,
know.
2
All right.
newspaper
We need
reports.
more.
I mean,
So
this is
6
a-
or 5.
This is a good
6,
use.
Prague.
5, please.
Don't be a smartass, Dracula.
No. Always be that when you play as Dracula. If you aren't being that, I'm trying not to swear, when you're playing as Dracula, you're not playing correctly.
Vienna.
First, we figured out that he was in Prague, and
I really
then
like
it
this
was
UI that they
Vienna,
have
so
showing where the trail
it felt pretty
is.
good to figure 2 cities out
It's really
before
useful
the
to
week
show.
1 ended.
And it makes it clear the intensity, because when you aren't seeing where Dracula is, it's like, oh, this isn't intense at all. What the heck's going on? But when you see that he's real close to Godalming, it's like, oh, hey, this is actually quite intense.
All right, what is Lord Godalming doing, sir?
Lord Godalming is going to
Sarajevo?
Sarajevo. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't read that upside down.
That's
Are you
all right.
there? Are you there? Were you ever there?
I'm not in Sarajevo.
All right.
All right, and what is Dr. Stewart doing?
He did wolf form over Sarajevo, so the wolf form's paying off for the time being.
Dr. Seward is going to travel, but he's going to use his fast horses.
Oh, did you prepare
So
your
that's
horse
2.
economy?
So I'm going, and then I go to Geneva.
Sweet.
Are you in Geneva? Were you ever in Geneva?
Nope,
Just
we
tell
just
us.
went
I'm not there.
You have to tell us if you were
Yeah,
there.
they're gonna have a horrible.
That is correct.
Well, she should actually be able to
Here's the
know that he
problem
wasn't
we
in
have.
Geneva.
That card is about to mature. The very next turn, it's gonna mature, and then really bad things happen. I'm the only hunter who is close enough to attempt to stop that. Yeah, I think I have to take the chance.
Yes.
New vampire,
Yes.
though. It's
Van
hard
Helsing,
unless
you're
he has
so
a stake.
brave.
Okay, I've got.
Okay, so Mina actually did have very high respect for Van Helsing and would say a lot of good things about him. That's actually a thing for all the hunters. All of the hunters liked all of the other hunters and had great opinions about each other, whether it's Mina liking Van Helsing or Van Helsing liking Mina, or Van Helsing liking Quincy Morris or Quincy Morris respecting Arthur Curry, who is Lord Godalming. They all had high respect for each other, and everybody liked Mina, and it was all completely platonic, except for like Mina and Jonathan Harker, who were like super married to each other.
Got a 3-2.
attractive.
I'm going to use my train ticket.
Yep.
I'm going to Prague.
Oh, be careful.
Prague via
man.
Berlin.
Okay, that's a good move.
Okay, very good. What are you doing, Mina?
Oh, I have this thing too.
If he hadn't have gone to Leipzig and instead gone to Nuremberg, then he could have just walked there and not had to waste a ticket. But what do I know?
Fast horses.
So you just want to...
I'll pick it.
A reference to the Wild Horses Keep Dragging Me Away song. I approve of this, even though it would have been a better one for the Wild Horses event card, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Prepare your horse economy, guys. If you don't prepare your horse economy, this happens every time.
Well, I guess I'll go to Nuremberg. Have you ever been to Nuremberg?
No. All right, it's Friday night.
Friday night?
your
What are we
thing.
doing, Van Helsing? Where are you taking me this weekend?
We're going to search a lair. It's going to be awesome.
I guess that's what kids do for dates these days.
I feel like you should go through that encounter deck.
Dracula's a fucking dick. No, what?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because
You
we
should do
can
that.
we can gamble.
What's wrong with you?
We can
Yeah.
That's a pretty accurate statement about what Dracula is, though.
No, I like that. I like your
know?
spirit.
Don't
Dracula's
gamble.
using his mesmerizing powers or whatever in real life.
Yeah, he might.
Gamble if you're in a bad position and you think there are some event cards that could really help you. They're in not that bad of a position. They've revealed his trail. Wolf form is on the trail. Their hunters are near where the trail is. There's not much reason to risk things, and I'm pretty sure Godalming has a full hand of good cards.
Get
good.
something.
Why?
But we might get something.
Yeah, that's how gambling works.
This is how rich people lose all of their money.
That is true. She's real smart.
No, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
It's Friday night.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
right.
feeling right.
Oh,
and the party's
Lord.
here on the west
You
side.
sound so...
Well, if it rhymes, it has to be
There's no
true,
way he
so-
could draw 3 Dracula cards in a row.
Yeah, I know.
There's no
Come
way.
on. Just
This is a night
mathematically.
supply.
Come on.
Oh my god! I mean, like, how many event cards are we freaking gonna give him?
We play a lot of games on tabletop.
This is so hard when you're playing in a group because all it takes is one hunter who just wants to risk and roll the dice every time to ruin the experience for everybody. I guess when I said that I remembered that he played well, I was wrong. All these night supplies, and like, if you're gonna night supply, do it in a big city because normally you're doing it because you want to actually get a item.
Up that have that trader mechanic where one player is a defector, and there isn't a defector in Fury of Dracula, but I'm really glad that Iffy is playing as if there is. The best Friday night ever!
Oh my god, are you...
I'm not
Why are
betting
you
on
I'm
you
glad he's having fun.
again.
Always bet on Drac.
Can we, like,
That was
kick
like the
somebody
opposite.
off
That was a good
of our
joke.
team?
That was a good
Terrific.
joke.
You know, yeah, I'm giving Dracula all these cards. Yeah, now it seems bad. But when I pull that big money card, everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, Iffy, you know, we doubted you at first. We doubted you at the 5th time. We doubted you at the 100th time. But this 200th time where you actually pulled a card for us, we did it.
So that really doesn't work because the Dracula cards are so much more powerful than the Hunter cards. So there isn't really a whole lot of circumstances where it's like you drew the one that's going to save us. Like occasionally that can happen, but it's totally not worth it to give this many cards to Dracula.
Don't worry, this is all in the long game.
Okay,
It's gonna
very good.
pay
All
off.
right, what's Dr. John Seward doing? Searching? Going to do an
No.
encounter? Doing a nighttime encounter? Sounds like a good idea to me.
No, please don't do that. Don't listen to him.
Even if they get a good card, I still win because they're nervous about drawing it and they're not going to make optimal decisions.
Don't do anything stupid, okay?
I mean, I already drove. one Dracula
some
card, right?
truth in what he's
You
saying.
can't be
Where you
back to
drew a
back,
lot,
right?
and it's like
It can't-
chances
it can't
of drawing
possibly.
more
Your
reduces
logic is
the
unassailable.
more
Isn't there
get
something
this
else more
cards you draw.
productive you could do on a Friday night?
No.
If I had $1
See, people need to learn that passing can be a good move.
for every time I heard that.
Come on, Mom!
All right, I believe in you.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Grant believes in me.
Sorry, Drac, if he's back.
And you didn't want her to do it.
Oh my God.
She's not on your side, buddy.
I am.
She's not even on your side. She didn't want you to do
This
that.
is a
You
fun
were
way to
playing
play
mind games
Dracula.
and stuff.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I
be
got
mean
a,
to
I got a
them.
present for you.
All right, excellent. Van Helsing.
But don't overdo
Good
it.
luck, friend.
Well, Friday night, Van
this
Helsing's
is gonna be bad.
searching a lair.
I'm trying
So
to
now
remember what
I
happens
reveal
here.
this to you.
This is the bullet that
It
I
is.
take.
It's a new vampire.
Not a great situation if you're a guy that's only got a crucifix. No knife, no gun, no other weapons. A crucifix.
What does that
Yikes.
mean? What
And
does
he
that
is gonna
That's
fuck you up.
Wait, what does that
really
mean?
bad.
The hunter fights this vampire.
And that's a she, very obviously. Although I suppose the name is generic enough that just because the art shows a she doesn't necessarily the vampire itself is depicted as the art. But yeah, it's whatever.
The vampire has 6 hit points.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Don't worry. You're Van Helsing. You're built for this.
Go, Van
This is what
Helsing.
you do.
Go,
You got
Van
this.
Helsing.
New vampire versus Van Helsing.
If
No, no,
you-
no, 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 no. Fight!
Okay, I'm pretty sure they do the combat totally wrong here, but we'll see.
Ready?
Okay. so-
Strength. The engaged hunter suffers 2 damage. If he played punch, crucifix, or a weapon card, cancel
Yes!
that card.
Yes!
No, your card's canceled.
So I cannot.
If it is knight and he played crucifix or a weapon, discard. So you do not discard punch, but you take 2 damage.
Okay, punch stays
You
there.
can't draw
Yep.
basic cards, but okay, they've done it right so far.
All right,
damage.
second
Still
round.
got 6 to go.
Second round of super happy
Let's
fighting fun
go,
times. Ready?
Van.
Da 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 da. Round 2, fight, go. Mesmerize. Oh, mesmerize is blocked.
Okay, so that's 3 damage.
Okay. What does crucifix
Oh,
do?
if this canceled mesmerize,
Yep.
the vampire suffers 3 damage.
Ooh, that's half the vampire's
Take that, ugly
damage.
vampire.
Nice.
Okay, all he has to do is hit him with the crucifix again somehow, which
Fight!
should be like nearly
Fangs.
impossible here.
Ooh, you dodged the fangs. Okay.
So the obvious thing
unfortunate.
that he's going to do here is
Okay.
the crucifix again, so he would want to do like a
Go!
plot or
Escape
something.
as bat. Ooh, I escaped from you.
Wait a minute. Strength, and then mesmerize, and then dodge. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
No, wait, no.
Yeah,
wait,
combat
what?
ends. I fought them, I wounded them, and then I disappeared.
I got
Yeah,
in some
that's how
good
you're
hits,
supposed to do it.
but it wasn't enough.
All right, what are you going to do?
Fortunately, there's no
on
rumor
your
token on this
turn,
new vampire,
madam?
so it's not going to make that much.
Maybe
of a
draw an event
deal.
card?
And I think Wolf
Don't
Form
look
won't
at me
come
like
after us,
that.
So it's not that bad. It's just 3 points.
Ew.
fresh victims from my ever-growing army of the undead.
I'm taking train card. Ew.
Oh, hey, everybody, it's my turn. Maturing a vampire.
Wait, what does that mean?
That'll eat the hoax. Actually, 2 hoaxes. Which almost feels like that's a really bad move then.
Reveal the location card.
And it gets hide back
Advance
into
the
its,
influence
hand.
track by 3.
Of course they don't know that.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. The only downside to maturing a vampire is you have to reveal.
Yeah, that's why you need
the
to supply
city.
early. You
well,
can't
the
expect to
city
take
was
out a
already
new
revealed,
vampire
so
with
that
just
doesn't matter to
crucifix.
me at
It's
all. Then
basically
clear
impossible.
this hideout and the hideouts on the 4th, 5th, and 6th spaces of the trails.
Look, it's not good to have something like that happen. And the trails
Could be
gone.
worse. Could be worse.
So
they at least
that
know
goes
where
there.
Dracula is. To an
That's
extent.
there.
It's only
We're not
week
even
one.
in the weekend yet.
It's only week 1.
I think that maybe we should go back to me trailing somebody,
Yes.
right? You know, we had a pretty good relationship going on, but then he kind of lost one of his battles, and it really turned me off. I don't know. I'm kind of mad at you because you lost. I don't know if I want to meet up
That's
with
not
you.
the kind of person
Tough
Mina is.
situation.
So I might have to go find a new boyfriend.
I hate that people don't
and
understand
thinking that
Mina as a
rich guy.
character.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got
Where's the
money.
rich one?
I got money. He's over here though.
Oh, you're so
He does have
far.
money. And that is sort of
I'm
a
gonna need a
significant part
Dracula.
of his character arc in the book. Well, not his character arc, but his character.
I don't like
He
the way
is
he
rich
talks, so
man.
maybe I'll save the doctor instead.
Okay. These bodyguards are going to let me slow them down, and if they encounter them at night, I can at least really put the hurt on them and then come back in and finish them off. So that is the end of
No,
Dracula's
Cisgani
turn.
bodyguards
It is
go
now
off regardless.
Dawn
If it's
on
there.
Saturday morning. That was a great Friday night for the forces of evil, as most Friday nights are. This is a tense moment
That's
for
sad,
me.
but true.
Godalming is one road away and might come to Sophia. I'm really hoping that he doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't go to Sophia, don't go to Sophia, don't go to Sophia.
This is one of my favorite
Don't go
parts.
to Sophia, don't go to Sophia, don't go to Sophia.
I'm gonna roll off to
Don't go to Sophia, don't go to Sophia.
Sophia.
Have you
Loop
ever
us
been
around.
to? Have
Yeah,
you
that's
ever
funny.
been
That's
to
funny to me.
Sophia.
Sophia?
Let's find out.
Yeah, this is fun slow rolling here to do. As
I'm just
Dracula.
doing the Fury of Dracula equivalent of slow rolling in poker.
I think that's where I get the term from. Is from this episode when I hear him.
I'm
say
just
this.
kind of being a dick.
Are you
be
just
doing
being a
it for
dick?
It's fun. It's fun to do.
Oh my god!
And just like that, it turns. Yeah, you can
Bam!
discover him that quickly.
He finds Dracula in week 1.
I'm by
Oh my
myself.
God,
This
the
is not
useless
good.
wizard.
That's
did
not
something
that
useful.
uncommon at high
There's
level
no
play, but it's
trail.
good. It's really good
There's
for
no,
new players.
hunting down this or that, scratch some information.
No,
he
that-
finds
You
Dracula.
actually still
It's
need
just
to do
me and
that.
Dracula. This isn't a good move. This was not the plan.
Oh, my
Oh,
God, I'm so
man,
proud
I'm-
of you.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dracula. How's it going?
I was trying
So
to
what
find
should
me
we
a
do? What do we
Dracula's
do?
and I
What do we
found.
do?
Now they have 3 more.
Hey, everybody.
Converge on that area.
Oh,
Ooh, look at
no.
he's so sad. He's so sad. Ew.
I'm a little sad.
Oh no.
All right, so the bad news is they know where I am. The good news is I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. You have found Dracula.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you've also found my bodyguards.
You have a
What's up?
bodyguard?
You would know that if you were still dating me.
Or if you read the book and understood that Dracula's like this mob boss that has all of these minions and spies and like just like soldiers with guns and knives and stuff. Yeah, he has all sorts of various enemies, and some of them are just regular dudes.
They would have been your
Are they
bodyguards
vampires?
too. Nope, they're just dudes. The hunter suffers 2 damage.
Oh.
Oh, who cares?
Out right off the bat.
2 damage right off the
Okay.
bat. Then you suffer 2 more damage, and you become delayed unless you reveal a weapon card.
Yo, I don't have a weapon card.
Guess what? You're delayed.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, you drank too much beer. Okay.
No, he got
What's John Stewart doing? Do you
stabbed
feel a
by
disturbance in the force?
It's like, for a second there, it felt like
But we
he had
should
a
all
weapon,
still
but he
go
didn't.
over there, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna use my fast horses.
So that's only partially true. When you found Dracula, it can be really good to hold some people in reserve to do supplies to catch him when he tries to escape again, especially when you're in Eastern Europe, because the routes of escape for Dracula are very limited. The advantage, of course, being that the movement is very slow in Eastern Europe for the
I can
hunters.
only move 1. Great. So
Get your horse economy up.
Well, that was helpful. Thank you.
Then
Doctor.
Helsing,
If you have a train.
here's the call. Plays chartered carriage to move.
Wow, nice.
2, 3. You can come save me. Oh.
So 1, 2, 3,
Oh, I thought I was dead there.
4.
We can get to Belgrade.
I'm
Oh,
close.
no.
I, the, no,
Oh,
get
that,
it.
that would have been
This
good.
is not there.
If you'd gone instead of Leipzig, but to Nuremberg,
It's better than nothing.
What's Meanie gonna do?
I will use my fast horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than. So I get to move 2 spaces.
Okay, hey, they finally drew a 2.
2.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. They're closing in
Coming
on
for
Dracula.
you.
You're adorable.
No.
It's dusk.
So I guess.
Hey, Lord Godalming.
He's there. I'm there. It's about to go down.
This is the other
Oh, we're
favorite
fighting.
part I'm having in
Yes,
the
You're fighting
game.
him?
Yeah.
So we about to fight, card to card. We about to do it.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
You know what's going down? You know what I'm gonna do?
Bye.
I'm out of here because that is a Dracula and I can't fight him by myself.
That I absolutely love. It's hilarious. I don't know if it was the right move because you reveal what's in his hand later, but that's one of my favorite moments in the entire history of the tabletop games on Will Wheaton's tabletop. Yeah, it's real good.
Why did you escape?
Oh, hey, you
No, it makes sense.
prevented
You want to
me
keep him
from
from escaping his
plotting,
bat.
Yeah.
and you got away.
Oh my god, if he pieced out, he's such a little pussy. I would have threw a punch or something.
Congratulations.
Foreshadowing.
Because I don't want to die.
Playing the part of Sir Robin in our production today is Lord Godalming.
I got too much money to die.
I hear that.
You escaped.
Well, that could have gone a lot better. for
Although
you.
totally not the personality. Lord Godalming is very much
In
like,
my defense,
I'm gonna
I didn't
die.
think he was going to be a giant
Kill
fucking
Dracula.
coward and run away at the first opportunity.
Okay, what is Dr. Stewart doing? Dr.
You should always assume that the hunters may be trying to escape. Especially in one-on-ones. You need to be thinking about that.
Stewart is going to get a train ticket. Just
All right. What's Van Helsing doing?
I'll take a train.
All right. What are you doing?
I kind of need cards
Did
here.
they
I don't
skip
have anything.
Godalming's action?
Yeah, you should take a card.
I think they skipped Lord Godalming's action.
Wait, what should I do? We spent so many nights together. You know me. You know me well.
He's like a father to her. You sick
We've given Will
individual
so many
people.
event cards, and I really don't want to pull this event card at night, but there was nothing else to do, so.
That was the best thing.
But you can't. No. It was a cheer. There's a
Oh,
positive.
that did that.
You totally faked me out. Well done. Well done.
It felt so good to not get the Dracula card that I like. I don't know why it came off angry. I was actually genuinely happy.
So
even with night supplying with effective movement, it's still not getting them more events than they would be getting if they had just done a normal strategy of staying put the first week and day supplying. Because they're still only basically doing one supply action per hunter. And so they're not getting any more events than you would if you were doing a day supply action, but they're just also occasionally feeding Dracula events.
I'm going to go ahead and use feed, even though I only have 1 damage. But
Why would you do that? Do you not understand that Van Helsing can move into your space and potentially Mina?
more importantly, it keeps me in this city, and it allows me to fight you. I'm also playing 2 of my special abilities.
Why can he do that? I have a huge
might
problem with
have,
how much of an advantage Dracula has over me and my friend hunters. Like, he gets to pull as many cards as he wants.
No, he pulls cards that you guys give him.
He gets to know what city he's in and what city we're in, but he doesn't have to tell us what city. It's just all kinds of huge disadvantages that we have as hunters that I don't really see how I could ever catch him.
During the Dracula phase,
Yeah, new
resolve one
players
of
have
the
trouble
following.
figuring this
Hunters
out.
cannot supply during the next hunter phase.
All right.
Nocturnal Visit. Each combat resolved during the next dawn or day is resolved as if it were night.
Oh, so if there's any weapons,
he's
they will break.
Sticking
if you
around.
block it.
See, that's
Yes.
important that Grant figured that out. That's the most important part about the difference between day and night, is strength breaking weapons.
And other nasty things. Yes,
Wait,
that's
why
right.
did you get to play like 5 cards just now?
Because the game's called Fury of Dracula.
Oh, get over it. The book is really actually about the hunters, not about Dracula.
And I'm Dracula. So now it's dawn, and we fighting.
He didn't want to leave. I was hoping to escape and he'll run away, and then we can chase him down as a group. But Dracula wants to go head to head.
And because of Nocturnal
I have a
Visit,
little
this is going to
something
be a
up my
night.
sleeve for this time.
All right. Well, then to start off the fight, I'm going to use Lucky Find. Play
Yep.
at the start of combat before I choose a card. Get to look at the top 5 cards on the item deck and choose one. Because when we win in the battle,
That's nice. That's good.
Rich people.
Rich people are lucky.
Can you at least like try to
These
fight
go-
this time?
yeah, I'm going to fight this time.
Okay, we'll
Ready?
see who picks.
1, 2, 3,
Hopefully,
fight!
Heavenly Hosts.
Your knife does nothing to me. Mesmerize. Cancel the combat card.
So we did no
So
damage to
now
you just
this
now?
happens. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, fight! Claws. Oh, you dodged my
Dodge.
claws. All right. 1, 2,
something
3,
good.
claws!
Garlic. You don't like garlic.
Damn it! If you are the engaged hunter and fangs or claws was played, the vampire suffers 2 damage.
Okay, they did that wrong.
I don't
You should
like
take
garlic.
it.
Garlic's gross.
Oh, if he really grew up,
Yeah, they
he
got that
became
wrong.
a
They're
man.
thinking that it's daytime, but it's really
Last turn he was a
night.
pussy, but now he's a man. Proud of him.
1, 2, 3. Escape has missed! Oh, no, you stopped
Rare
me.
canceling escape is missed with Crucifix.
Kill him! Kill him!
1, 2, 3, fangs! Oh, you knifed me.
Yes.
Okay, I suffer
Okay.
2 damage.
Yeah, he only suffers 2 because
Yeah,
he's
stab
mesmerized.
him!
Apparently he didn't get the memo that I'm Dracula and I'm the hero in this story
No.
and that my name's on the box.
Although, you know, he's playing
and
Dracula.
he's kicking the out of me. It is time to fly away.
He's only done like 3
1, 2,
damage.
3, escape his bat!
Didn't.
If it is night and Dracula was in the combat, you may
Now they
clear your
remember that it's
current
night.
hideout and secretly choose
And
a
this is
city up to
interesting,
2
actually.
roads away that is not occupied by a hunter. Sister
Because-
Agatha does a thing.
This is interesting because he was actually able to do the effect of Escape His Bat because of Nocturnal Visit, and Godleming should have 2 more hit points, but it's whatever.
Where I take damage because she's an asshole. All right, so at 4, so I'm at 6 damage.
Honestly, not bad for 1v1. Oh, I think he fed. So yeah, I think he was at. Wait, let me see. He did a garlic, which was 2 damage. After being mesmerized, then he did a knife, which was 2 damage, and then Sister Agatha did 2 damage, so that's 6 damage. Yeah, okay, so 6 damage for 1v1 fight, really good, and now he's gonna have to go to sea.
You know, I just got knocked down. Dracula ran away, but I held my own.
He really should have done that in the original fight, though. He shouldn't have just run away. I don't know if he didn't have lucky find or what.
I'm going
I think you did a good job. I think you did
Yeah.
good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's really good.
I would say he did a good job. This is what I remember.
by you this time.
No, I think you did good.
He did a good
I'm very
fight.
proud of you.
Dracula, he might have knocked me down, but when he hit me, it didn't really hurt me. It got its fist close to me so I could sniff it up and get his scent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did it for you.
Yeah, your money
Okay.
really came in handy there.
He just fell into my trap. Now I know what you smell like, and I'm gonna come get you.
So that's the first half. There's the map. There's where all the people are. I will do the rest of the video in another video because this takes a long time to do. I hope you guys like this, and if you don't, get over it. I make these videos anyway. Godspeed.